Have you ever been in the middle of a story with your students and they're engaged and their eyes are wide and they're paying attention and then you kill the vibe with a grammar explanation? It happens, right? We do it. It's an instant energy killer. We're going to talk about how to teach grammar without breaking immersion. So, grammar doesn't have to mean charts and drills. Instead, you can use pop-up grammar, which is those quick, in the moment explanations that keep students in the story or keep students in your lesson. Think about it instead of being like a roadblock, it's a speed bump. Okay, we get to it, we pass over it, and we keep going. So, for example, it might be a 15-second explanation. It might be 5 seconds, 10 seconds, just enough for students to notice the structure, connect it to the meaning, and then jump right back into the fun part of reading, storytelling, chatting, whatever it is that you're doing in class, right? We know that research shows us that the best way to acquire grammar is in context, not isolated on a worksheet. But if you're looking for a worksheet that gives context, grab my freebie in the description below. So here's what you can do instead. While you're telling a story, just pause for a beat and say, what do we notice here about all the action words? And maybe students say they all end in E and A, and we say, great, that's what we use when we're talking about another person doing the action. And then you're back into your story. You're continuing to talk about what you're seeing, what you're reading, what you're looking at. So, a way that you might do this is that you might pause and say, why does it say habla instead of hablo? And then students will explain it to you. They know, they see the context, and they can put those ideas together. Instead of you saying, for yo, it's hablo, for tú, it's hablas. It's boring. Let's do it in context. Let's give them some help, show them what it looks like in a real life example, and get back into what we're doing. We don't need to stop instruction to explain it further. Something else we can do is we can point, we can use fingers for verb endings. I've never done this, but I know teachers who do. You could do a quick drawing. I was just teaching a class right now and I was using, this is a little different, but I was using me gusta, te gusta, and I was saying me gusta, te gusta to get that emphasis across. So we could say hablo, habla, and we could get that emphasis across. But it just has to, it can be quick, it can be easy. So if we hear students use the incorrect ending, we just recast it to them and repeating it with the correct form. So if a student says, yo habla con mis amigos, you can say, yo hablo con mis amigos. And then you just keep going. And it's a quick correction, and we just move on. And you could even ask, clase, what's the difference between hablo and habla? And they can tell you, and they're giving it to you. Something we can do with our pop-up grammar is we can keep it under 10 seconds. So we keep it short, we keep it quick. Something else we can do is we can have anchor charts on our classroom walls. I know I've seen beautiful pictures of anchor charts, and I have one for Sweet 16 verbs and Super 7 verbs. I will link that in the description as well. That one you do have to pay for, but it's not too expensive. But we can use those anchor charts as a reference. So if you're saying hablo, you can point to the yo forms of your verbs. You can point to the el ella forms of your verbs. If you are a super teacher with a laser pointer, you can use the laser pointer from across the room. But just remember that grammar doesn't have to feel like a detour. It's just part of the journey, part of the lesson, and we can use it as we stay on track to get through our class. So next time you are storytelling or you're engaging with students in conversation, try a quick pop-up instead of a full stop. Grab that freebie resource down below. It's a grammar lesson with context. It is sort of direct grammar, but it also provides context, which is why I like it. I use that resource for review instead of first-time instruction, but it's something that you can use to follow up those 10-second conversations that you're jumping into with students. Okay, bueno, profe, comment below about how you teach grammar, and don't forget to grab that freebie. Ciao.